Hi. Today is day 10. That is 10 days after the insertion of the Obera balloon in my tummy tum tum. Um, Day 10. Well, let's start off with last night. Last night, once I got in bed, I realized I had forgotten to take I'm looking at it right now, which is why I'm looking over there. I had forgotten to take the heartburn medication. But then I thought, well, let me just try it. I haven't needed it today, so I forgot to take it in the morning almost, and then I remembered very late. So I thought, well, maybe I don't need it. I haven't had heartburn problems as much as other people have talked about. So thought maybe I don't need to take it. But then after a couple of hours, I started to have these weird rumblings and cramps in the lower part of my stomach. And they got stronger and stronger. And so I thought, well, maybe it's just gas. I will I'll take a Gas X, try to release whatever, is there a rumbling. But that didn't really help too much. So after maybe like another hour, I went ahead and took the heartburn medication, even though I wasn't feeling heartburn, but I was feeling this discomfort in my lower stomach, and it was so uncomfortable that when I did kind of doze off, it would wake me up. So wasn't pain, but it was enough to keep me from sleeping. So it's like that. Sorry, the burps. I was able to sleep, and then this morning I woke up. I felt okay. I felt fine. Didn't think I needed the heartburn medication, so I almost wasn't going to take it. But I was leaving the apartment today to go work, and I was like, well, I don't want to. Sorry. I just took a Gas X, which is probably not a good thing to do right before I hop on a video. So now it's like all like trying to come up, so that's why I keep burping. I apologize. I know that's rude and it's disgusting, but this is life with Obera. You will burp a lot. I took the I took the heartburn medication this morning before I left the house. For breakfast, I ate some chicken, and then and I drank a protein drink, 20 grams of protein. I'm really trying now to pay attention to the protein and I'm just not concerning myself right now much with fat content, sugar content, carbohydrate content. I'm really just trying to get the proteins in me. I really didn't know before that the ratio is about zero point 0.8 grams of protein per kilo that you weigh. That should be your daily intake. I should be taking almost 100 grams of protein a day. It's a better way to lose the weight because you will lose more fat versus muscle. And it's healthier for you. And I had never really eaten a high protein diet, so I really wanted to try that and see if, how it felt. I went to work. When I got to work, I just, by habit, by instinct, I went into the kitchen to get a cup of tea. And when I went to get a cup of tea, I saw the big tray full of croissants, and they're very good croissants that they're at the office. So I just automatically, before I knew it, I was standing over them, picking two, and putting them on my plate. And then I realized what I was doing, and I said, stop. But then I also thought, you know what? I'm not putting these back. So we gonna learn today what happens when you eat bread, because I hadn't eaten like straight up bread yet. So I took those and I thought, okay, well, just to balance this. Actually, I had gone in thinking I would find some hard-boiled eggs. There weren't any in the kitchen, weirdly. So I think they didn't come today. So I grabbed those, but then there was a ripe avocado. So I took the avocado because I read somewhere yesterday that avocados have a high-ish protein count. So I thought, okay, well, I'll eat the avocados. That'll help with this, buttery, flaky bread thing I'm about to eat. but also a little bit the body experiment, right? What can I take? How does the balloon react? How does my indigestion react? What happens? What do I need to do before, after, whatever? Um, I was fine. I ate the two croissants. I made a little, I don't know, sort of like spread with the avocado. Actually, I'd never had that before, but avocado, a little salt and pepper, maybe even a little. Well, I didn't have hot sauce. I didn't, but a little salt and pepper, and just put that on. Spread that on the on pieces of the avocado. It was delicious. But I ate that and felt totally fine. I didn't feel anything like coming up. I didn't feel like I was bursting out. I felt fine. My stomach didn't feel bloated. I felt good. So I thought, oh yeah, this is doable. Lunchtime came around. I wasn't hungry. I was busy, and I forgot. I forgot to eat lunch. I just wasn't hungry. I didn't need it. Around around okay. The cat has to get in the way. Around like 1:30, maybe even later. Um, I was like, oh, I should eat something. And I kind of wanted to eat something. I wanted to take a break, actually, really. So I went to the kitchen, and there was chili. Chili soup was in the kitchen. So I got a little, small cup of chili. It's probably literally a cup measurement of chili. So a small container. And I ate that, and that was all I ate today. On top of that, I had tea, but no milk, just tea with some little bit of honey. And then I had a big gulp size container of water that I was drinking during the day. Um, that's all I ate. And around 5 o'clock, I started to feel so bloated, so bloated. Um, I started to feel bloated like I had eaten a ton, and I knew I hadn't. So I was actually, as uncomfortable as that made me, I was actually encouraged, because yesterday I was actually wondering if the balloon was gone. I didn't feel the balloon at all yesterday. So I was really worried that the diarrhea that I had had over the weekend, that had actually been the balloon leaking, bursting, and leaving me, or emptying out into me, because I didn't really have, I couldn't pinpoint any food that I'd eaten that would have caused the diarrhea. That said, I also had the same runs this morning after I ate the chicken. So then I started to wonder this morning, like, is it that every time I eat, my body's going to do this? But when I was at work, the things I ate, that didn't happen to me. So, um, tolerated the croissant well, no problem so far, so good. Um, I probably went over the 1,000 calorie today, sheerly from the croissants. Of course, I don't know how many calories are in croissants, but I imagine two of them probably is already the 1,000 calorie count. Um, so I probably went over. And I didn't walk too much today, but I did move. I mean, I took the subway, so I had to, walk upstairs, walk over, walk across, and I took the subway to a further station, so I had to walk a little further back. I'm just basically, I don't know why it sounds like I'm justifying, but I'm just trying to explain like the amount of movement that is or isn't happening on some of these days. Um, when I got home, the bloating really felt, I mean, my stomach was out again, distended like I was pregnant. It was hard to the touch. If I tried to suck my stomach in, you couldn't even tell that I'd moved my stomach at all. Um, it was uncomfortable, really. I would say discomfort 1 to 10. It was a strong 5, 6-ish. So I took a Gas X. That's why I'm super burpy right now. I'd just taken a Gas X before I started this video. Um, I'm not hungry, and it's not quite nighttime, but it's after work time. It's evening-ish. So I want to eat some protein, just to bump up my protein numbers for the day now, and still give myself a couple of hours before I lay down and go to bed, even though I'm sitting in bed. I'm sitting in bed right now because it's cold um, outside. So I came in and sort of changed out of, get half undressed or half undone or whatever. And then I was like, ooh, so I was just sort of sitting on the bed here to record this real quick. Then I'll jump into some pajamas or something, sweatpants maybe. Anyway, so yeah, the big takeaway today really was just, it looks like the bloating is a thing that's going to happen. at the end of every day if I've had more than one meal. If I'm eating a couple of meals, it looks like I'm going to get that bloat. Also, I want to say, yesterday when I felt like I couldn't feel the balloon, I think it might be because the balloon is settled down into the place it's going to be, and that's far lower than I imagined. In the first 2 days, the balloon was up here. Like it felt like it was directly under my collarbone. Like it felt like it was in my chest, and it probably was. Um, so when the indigestion, when the bloating, just the pressure of it here was so strong. It felt like it was pushing through my chest. Like I would do things in the first couple of days, like I would pull my bra out, like that was going to help, but it just felt like everything was constricting me. Now, I think the reason I don't feel the balloon is because the balloon isn't here anymore. It has settled down further. Excuse me. And further is actually quite low in my stomach, far lower than I thought it would be. For some reason, I thought it would sit, excuse me, right under my last lung rib. Like I thought it would sit just, sorry, right under there. Instead, where I feel it is like at my belly button, which feels quite low in my abdomen, but maybe that's the plan. I'm going to ask the physician's assistant on my next call. But it seems, so far, the physician's assistants have been very pleased with my progress. They think everything's going okay. I think everything is going fine. I'm grateful that I'm not having the nausea. I'm grateful that I'm not having all of the sick feeling problems. The only caveat there is, because I'm not having those problems, I'm comfortable eating, and that's not great. I realize now that the YouTubers that I watched who did have great progress early on and kind of throughout, but the ones who early on lost the 20, the 25, the 30 pounds in the first, 2 to 4 weeks are also the ones that said they were the sickest in those early days. Because I was really only sick like that the first 2 to 3 days, I've been comfortable eating for most of the rest of the rest of the days in this first 10-day period. Hence, I haven't seen much motion on the scale yet. I did weigh again. I know she told me to not weigh until after the second week, but the scale is in my bedroom. It's hard to not just get out of bed and stand on it. So it's what I do. And I do. And I'm still at 218 pounds. I'm still there. When I went to the consultation, I weighed 221 pounds. A week later, when I had the balloon inserted, I weighed 225 pounds. So this is still a 7-pound weight loss. And it fluctuates 3 to 5 pounds depending on what I eat. That's always been like that for me, by the way. It's like, even if I just drink a bunch of soup, like it'll put 3 pounds on me. But then when I wake up the next morning, those 3 pounds are gone. I feel like I was seeing the loss in my face and in my body a couple of days ago. Those changes are gone. What I saw, my face still feels round, pumpkin, basketballish. I don't see the definition that I usually see when I lose weight. My waist that had sort of started to get defined again, it is filled back out. It has filled back out. Some of that is the bloating. I know the bloating kind of happens all around, but some of it I think is that I'm just not losing the weight like I thought I was going to. That concerns me. It scares me. I don't want to be a failure story here. It's part of the reason that I'm doing these recordings every day. I realize that it's hard to find a lot of independently made videos about this. And the ones you see are like extremely great results. And maybe that's because a lot of the results are anticlimactic, and who's going to share the anticlimactic results, right? Who's going to share the failure? Who's going to share that they gained weight? Who wants to talk about that? It's a reason why I want to do these videos every day, because if I wait and do them like once a month or once a week, whatever, the reality is I'm going to want to hide. I'm going to judge what's happened and try to revise history a little bit, or rationalize stuff, whatever. I just want to record in the moment for myself. day to day how this goes, and maybe someone out there watching this after I go through it will find some of these helpful. It'll be like, well, my day 10 was like this. Oh, her day 10 was also kind of like a little, anticlimactic. So that's it. There it is. So just to recap, my day 10 has been easygoing, no heartburn, pretty severe-ish bloating. I think that's just going to be the way my body reacts to food. It feels like a win to feel that pain though, because it means the balloon is there. And my body did not expel the balloon, which was my fear. It means it's there and it's working, and I'm just going to try to keep the program. I don't feel very hungry, but today I got some exercise in how to handle those situations where you eat when you're not hungry, and those situations where you eat something that's not super healthy. I'm going to have some prune juice tonight, again, to help with the constipation, which, again, I have not had yet, but I think it's because I'm keeping that prune juice in my regimen. Because of the diarrhea, I hadn't touched the prune juice for a couple of days, but I'm going to bring it back in since I ate some kind of serious stuff today between the chili, the ground beef, and the croissants. So there it is. So far, okay. I really want to start seeing some progress soon. I want to start seeing my face. Oh, and here's the one thing. And then I'll end this. The one part of my body that has consistently, since this balloon is in me, like seemed to lose weight, my engagement ring finger. If I wash my hands and shake my hand, I can't even do it right now, shake my hands dry, the ring will slip off. But that's the only place. Meanwhile, it's fall here in New York where I live. I love fall fashions. They're my favorite. Why? Because I love boots. And I have tons of boots. I cannot wear because my calves got so big. One of the big wins I was hoping to see with this was that I could enjoy fall season and wear boots, and my calves could look cute and slick, and I wouldn't have to be in the wide calf thing, and I wouldn't have like my what should be tall boots scrunched up at my ankles because I couldn't get them up past my calves. No change. No change. So that'll be the first big win that I celebrate when it happens.